Alright guys, we're back. Just a little update on some of the things that's been going on just a little bit here. Opening morning, Dad and Jake saw a decent amount of deer, had an opportunity to doe. He didn't want that at that time for some reason, just didn't want to shoot it. And then we came out here down south to the property we've been looking at this summer, and there's been reports of this buck. So, alright, there's a story behind this. Originally, they've been seeing a couple nice bucks coming out here on these fields, and the first report was he's either a 12 or a 10, and it kind of kept going back and forth. Well, the beginning of this week, they've been seeing him quite regularly, and he's been coming out here for a few nights now. And then they had him walk by from me, and he did a loop kind of by all our stands out here on the property. And then I got a call, and it said, oh, it's confirmed, he's a 10. Well, I laid eyes on this buck opening night. He didn't come into the field, I don't think, until dusk. I think I might have had him in here 40, 45 yards at dark. But behind me on the property, on the neighbors, I got video of him out there. And he's a nice solid 8. I think he's 125 to maybe 130 inch 8. I think he's a 4.5-year-old. I'm not used to hunting deer down here in the southern part of Michigan more than from where we're used to. I could be wrong, he could be 3.5. Either way, he's a nice buck. I'm in here to kill him today. So we've nicknamed this buck now the 12-10-8 because of the going back and forth on what he was. Nonetheless, though, he is a nice buck. So I'm in here today after the 12-10-8. But also, there's other bucks here that are good too. And I'm not even saying I won't shoot a doe tonight. So it depends on what time she comes out. If a good doe steps out at a decent time and there's not a buck in the field or a good buck, I might go ahead and give her a shot. So opening night when we were down here, Dad shot twice. Had a little bit of shooter error. He missed twice. Scott took a shot. He missed as well. So nothing to show you guys, but some action has been happening. Wasn't sure when I was going to get down here. I was hoping to come down here Tuesday night. My schedule's just busy because we've had this rain coming through, and it was going to break, and I said as soon as that rain comes out, they're going to be out here. I just feel it. Well, I've been religiously watching the weather last night and this morning, and it's been raining yesterday, it's been raining today, but it said from about 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It's not really supposed to be bad. We might get a little bit on us here, maybe not a whole lot, but this is a good recipe. I mean, this just, I saw the weather and his timing in the rain, and I said, you know what, there's a good chance he's stepping out here tonight with how regular he's been. He's definitely killable. So he would be the biggest buck I've ever killed. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what I see. I think deer are going to move tonight, and I think, and not to mention it's, a whole 7 degrees cooler as a high today than what it was 2 days ago. So really got some kind of anticipating something tonight. So I'm hoping that the movement corroborates that, and I hope that buck comes out. I'd be just thrilled to get him. But anyway, Dad's out here too. He's back at his spot, a few hundred yards away. My phone's been buzzing, so I don't know if he's already given me some updates on something. We haven't been in the stand long. But there is a tree in front of me that got hit with lightning, and it fell over just on the edge of this field. And I went walking up, I sprayed some doe pee in the field on a line to my stand, because I noticed also Friday night I had 3 bucks fighting in front of me. Weird activity. I've been seeing them nudging out here and all that stuff. But as I got down to it, there's a good rub. I mean, a good rub down there on the fallen branch. So he's here, guys. He's here. I'm here, and we're hoping to cross paths and put an ending to that story, and to get it on film for you guys too. So we're gonna sit tight, maybe get a little wet, but hopefully we might get something on film and get some fun action for you. So hey, stick around. Let's see what happens tonight. All right, guys. Well, here we are. Here's an update for you. We ended up had a fantastic night. Ended up having some bucks come out tonight. They played the script just kind of like I was hoping that they would with this weather break. Ended up, I had a decent 8. He was 2.5-year-old, I think, that about a 14-inch spread. Caught him standing outside the corn while I was watching a doe and a yearling. And then I ended up, he bedded down, and a 5-point came up to him, just kind of meandered around him a little bit, and then out behind them, I'm assuming he's in the 130s 9-point. He kind of came stepping out, and they all worked their way down the field that I was in. I had the 9 at 58 yards was the closest. I'm sighted in, been practicing out to 80, doesn't mean I'm not necessarily take that shot. I made a joke that if he only would come into 80 that I would give it a try, just because if it was a nice buck, when push comes to shove, it wasn't right. I had him at 58, it just wasn't comfortable. If he was at 50, I think I would have gave him a shot. But anyway, they came in, they got a little spooky, they ran back, a little bit of playing around back and forth there. Well, a little bit later on, I had a nice big 7 and the 9 that were out there, and I could hear them fighting in the corn and all that. And then they ended up, the 9-point chased the 7-point off, a good 175 yards to my south, and they were sprinting. He was chasing them off to the east, so they were out of the picture. As that came about, I looked down and I had Spike coming through, and I had a doe and a couple yearlings coming, and I figured, you know what, at this point it's 7:15, 7:20 or whatever. I said I might as well go ahead and take this doe. I had her at 33 yards. I took a shot. I hit her low. No excuse. I just hit her low. And so we don't know how good of a shot it was. If I maybe clipped a heart, if I just scraped her on the bottom pretty good, we don't know. But we ended up tracking her. She went a good little ways. But we had good blood. I mean, we had a really good steady blood. We had puddles. We had just pouring. And so at one point we lost blood and just kind of like, well, we're going to get out of here. And the private drive's not too far away. So we decided to cut out. As we're cutting out, Dad got about 3 yards away from it. And he ended up kicking it up. And we heard it just crashing through the corn and just blood everywhere. It was just a steady blood all the way up to her. She let us get real close. We got out to the edge of the corn between the corn and the road, and just again pouring blood. I put the spotlight up, and she wasn't 30, 40 yards ahead of us looking back. Definitely hurting. She's definitely hurting. So she ended up watching us, and she bedded down with us with a spotlight on her. So she's obviously not in good shape. We decided to back out, give her a couple more hours. We're going to come up here right down the drive a second. We're going to take the spotlight, see if we can't see her eyes or anything right down the side of the road. Kind of game plan it from there, and then we might just go in and take a peek to see if she's laying there since she's not far off the road. If no luck with that tonight, Scott and I are going to come down here in the morning, and we're going to take another peek to see if we can't find her. We feel confident she's going to die with the amount of blood we saw and the fact that she's letting us get so close. It sucks. I hate doing this and having this happen with deer. I got a new bow this year. It shoots faster and quieter compared to my other bow. I expected her to drop a little bit like they would with my old bow. It just wasn't the case. So I hit her low. That's where I held. I hit right where I was aiming. She just didn't drop. So we're going to go take a peek here, and we're going to see if we can't get her down or just get our hands on her and bring a closure here for you guys. Hey, stick with us. We're going to see what we find here. All right, well, here she is. Decided after we went to the Shell just down next town over, we ended up deciding we were going to just kind of, since she was so close to the road here, we figured we'd go ahead and try to come back over right off the road and see if we could find her. And found a little bit more blood going down the way that we saw her go. And as we got down here, we lost blood a little bit. And so we tried to keep looking and see if we could pick up blood again somewhere. And as we came walking, Dad saw her laying right down here in the corn. So we looked at her like, oh, there she is. And the shot wasn't 100% what I expected when it entered, but she was quartering away. So I aimed for that offside leg. I hit her a little bit back, guts were hanging out, but I did notice that I did have a nice slice right in the heart. So I still had a bottom of the heart that I hit. I took out, looked like some of the lungs, as well as guts. So for the angle, it looked like it was a pretty good shot. Just looked a little bit different on film, but nonetheless, we're happy. First one down, and hopefully more to go. So Thanks for watching, you guys.